All right, so I'm going to talk about a really huge bhakti secret, and this is I don't think ever discussed by anybody unless they actually, number one, have a real genuine relationship with Lord Caitanya, and two, if Lord Caitanya gives the sign and our disciplic line says, okay, share these secrets. So I'm going to share a huge one. And this, knowing this, one will understand, first of all, where is bhakti and how to attain it quickly, even in this lifetime, if it's available. Okay? And it is available. It is available. Okay? You just have to make the right connection. Okay? So this is from the book Nectar Moon of Lord Caitanya. It's one of my favorite books because in it is some of the greatest secrets of devotional service. This is one of the 8 principal gopis who took the incarnation as Prabodhananda Saraswati. Hey, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking all my videos too, and watching them. Yeah. So this is from a book by Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. Hey, Natila. Okay, so this is a big bhakti secret. This is what I'm going to share here. From this Nectar Moon of Lord Caitanya, written 500 years ago by a person who actually saw Lord Caitanya. Okay, actually saw him. Okay. All right, now this is a huge bhakti secret. If you want to find this path of loving God really quickly, this is how it's done, okay? Otherwise, it could, your whole life, you may just get glimpses, maybe. Okay, but if you want to attain it, this is the way to do it. Okay, this is the 4th verse. It says, whether seen, touched, remembered, bow down to from afar, or worshiping, worshiping, Sri Caitanya gives the nectar of pure love of Krishna to his devotees. See? Let me glorify the merciful Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay? So, in other words, he's saying that Lord Caitanya is Krishna, an incarnation. Okay? So I'll read this verse again. Whether seen, touched, glorified, remembered, or bowed down to from afar, or worshipped, Sri Caitanya gives the nectar of pure love of Krishna to his devotees. Okay? So in other words, here's a practical example. We're 500 years after the disappearance of Lord Caitanya. See? Now if there's a devotee here, if he remembers Lord Caitanya, if he gets in contact, say he's never in this life made contact with Lord Caitanya, but somehow he either meets a real devotee who has love for Lord Caitanya, or he meets the book Bhagavat, which is the book glorifying Lord Caitanya, like this, or Srimad Bhagavatam, or, Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or some book like that, or the holy name, hearing the holy name of Lord Caitanya or Radha and Krishna. Okay? So if that person's a devotee, just by remembering that name, or chanting that name, or worshiping that name, or bowing down to that name, or that book, reading, chanting that book, if that person's an actual devotee, this love of Krishna will awaken. Like this verse says, the Lord, even though he's 500 years back, if there's an actual devotee here, and he either even remembers the Lord somehow, or chants a verse from this book, or chants the holy name, this love of Krishna will be given to them. Okay? Not just anybody. You have to actually be a devotee. See, it's the verses as it is. Now, how many people know this? I don't think so many people. See? So the place to get this love of Krishna, say if you're not a devotee, which most people really aren't, this is a very high thing. This is a very rare thing at this point. So most people don't have this pure love of Krishna awakened when they're chanting these verses or chanting the holy name, where sometimes tears come. See, if you actually have love of Krishna awakened, then sometimes tears will come to your eyes when you're chanting, sometimes choking of the voice, sometimes, this exquisite laughter, sometimes shaking, shivering, different symptoms, many, many different ones. Roaring with bliss, all kinds of things. This is love of Krishna, love of Lord Caitanya, which is the same. See? So that's a devotee. Now, if I don't have those symptoms, which are symptoms of actual relationship with the Lord, where can I get them? Oh, by your sadhana? By like chanting Hare Krishna and all that? Well, because, to reach the platform of this love of Krishna or love for Lord Caitanya on one's own sadhana would take lifetimes. You can't just do it in one lifetime on your own sadhana. So we don't have the time, really. Okay? So what does the Lord do? He sends his devotees here where this love awakens very quickly just when they remember him. See? And then when the Lord gives a sign, they teach, oh, you want this love of Lord Caitanya? Go to satsang. Be with the devotees. When they chant Hare Krishna, sometimes tears come to their eyes. Not to cheat you or to, not to cheat you or anything or to be something great or something. They want you to get this, and that's how you get it. Satsang, darshan. Darshan is the union between the devotee and the Lord. The Lord comes and gives himself to those devotees. So you just come to satsang. And very quickly, and you learn these principles. You don't learn these with Vaidhi Bhaktas, or persons who have gurus who are dry-eyed and never cry for Krishna. They don't know. They also have to come. In some lifetime, they have to realize this important bhakti secret. And where do you learn that? From devotees who chant in ecstasy. They're the only ones who know. When they look at this verse, they say, wow, that's awesome, man. I see it. See, if you don't have a relationship with Lord Caitanya where love awakens when you're doing bhajan, when you're chanting the names, then you don't see like this. You see that, oh, well, you see something you speculate on, or you say, oh, very nice verse, put it down, or you never read the book. When devotees pick up these books, they say, wow, this is a great secret, bhakti secret. Let me tell my friends. Let me get everybody in to satsang where they can chant with devotees who sometimes cry. Like even in our satsangs now, we have devotees doing that. They're starting to cry. They're losing propensity to find faults with others. We have one devotee, when they hear these topics, he starts crying like a baby. And all kinds. He starts to laugh and cry and all wonderful sense. This is love of Krishna. Why? He's getting at being close to where other devotees are that have it, and they're rare right now. Many people have teachers and gurus and everything, and the guru isn't crying and laughing and showing they have a relationship with Krishna. They just don't have it yet. It's nothing bad. It just is what it is. But if they know this principle, then they would go and find a devotee. And it's right now, there's maybe 1 out of 10,000 devotees may have this kind of intimate relationship with the Lord. And they're transplanted here. They have to be. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, when he first picked up Srimad Chaitanya Charitamrita, devotional love of God awoke. Just from the first time. What is that saying? He was a devotee from the past life. And he came here to revive this way of worship, which was almost underground. Very few people had any faith in Vaishnavism until he came. And because of this love, it empowered him to revive Vaishnavism. And his son also had it, and it revived it some more. Prabhupada also had it, and revived it some more. See, and so the devotees who have this relationship even now, or if they got it from Prabhupada, or, whatever, the way the Lord empowers somebody with this bhakti, if they have the symptoms. then that's the place, that's the distribution point. Because Lord Chaitanya said to his devotees, I'm giving my transcendental body to you. You can give it and distribute it anywhere you like, as you please, whatever price you want. See? Otherwise, to attain this, if you study these shastras, you see, these most austere brahmanas and all of this, they couldn't attain it on their own austerities and chanting and strength. They always had to go to a devotee who had a natural, loving relationship with the Lord. They got the mercy through that devotee, and that still goes for now. Because there are people, they even showed back then, there are people who wouldn't go to the devotees and they never got it. They did their austerities and everything, they still never got it. Or they offended devotees and they never got it. Ramachandra Puri offended his guru. His whole life he never got bhakti. All he became was a fault finder. Okay? Even now here, people come and they laugh at us. Maybe they'll get it, maybe not. Some people, they come and say, this is what I was looking for. Yes. And so we share these confidential truths that are only understood when love of Krishna awakens in the heart of a devotee. So whatever I get from my chanting, I pay it forward, man. I want everybody to have this. Not, Why not? I don't want to be the only one that's liberated. I mean, I don't consider myself any big thing. I'm a fool, a rascal, all this, but the Lord has somehow or other blessed our Sangha with this bhakti in it. So why not take advantage of it? Why not take gold from a filthy place? So you don't see tilak here or a dhoti. Who cares? If there's gold here, why not get the gold? The gold is this love of God. When the Lord comes and gives the devotee this benediction of this devotion awakening, everybody benefits that's close to it, that gives a little bit of honor to it. Everybody gets it. Yeah, all kinds of anarthas that go. There are people, one guy says, I'm becoming adverse to fault finding. And he was a big fault finder because he hung out with other fault finders. He couldn't give it up. I remember he couldn't give it up. I even felt bad. I said, boy, it's really hard. Nobody can give up these things. But just coming to Sadhu Sangha, he's given it up. Automatically, spontaneously making spiritual advancement. That's how it works. People become spiritually advanced just being around where love of God is awakening. It is that powerful, man. And that's why the Lord sends his devotees. That's why he distributes it from that distribution point. Not just anywhere or through a rubber stamp teacher or guru. We agreed that you're a guru now. Now you can deliver people. That's external, man. You got to see, where's this internal bhakti? Where is the devotion awakening in truth, in reality? And you go to that place, that's where you get it. Whoever you are, you could have never followed a rule in your life or never did sadhana bhakti or anything, but just because you have a little faith in the devotees who are preaching these bhakti secrets like we do, and you believe, and you start like, hey, I like that opinion. See, if you accept the opinion of those who have real, genuine bhakti, then you get genuine bhakti. But most devotees even, they accept opinions of dry-eyed persons who have no love of God, no devotion. So their opinions are only going to be speculative. And you accept them, you don't get the prize. You got to find experienced devotees who are experiencing genuine love of God. And then you get the prize. Who delivers? Well, it's the Lord who delivers always. And he delivers people through the devotee. You got to know that. He just doesn't deliver like in thin air. Just like if you want to be delivered, you go to Jesus when Jesus was here, and he would deliver you. Now, when he departed, he left his spirit and gave it to his faithful disciples. You want to be delivered, you hang out with them. and you come to the point of worshiping in ecstasy and love, awakening in your heart, then you're delivered. It's a... So anyway, we'll go as long as we can go. So this is the Bhakti secret, is basically be around devotees that have this ecstatic devotion awakened. And you'll get it so much faster than people who are doing big austerities and sadhana that don't come to associate with devotees. See, they don't come to associate with ecstatic devotees. This is a big Bhakti secret. So those who hear that from devotees who have this kind of opinion that comes from experience of Bhakti, then you get it real fast. Otherwise, if you go to those who don't have the experience of the awakening of pure devotion, and they're not really associated with Lord Chaitanya intimately now, they don't have that blessing or that empowerment, they will lead you in another direction or another path. See? Or, it could be, like Prabhupada, he taught Vaidhi Bhakti because nobody was qualified. It wasn't time yet. But now it's time, the Lord has given the signs, okay, share this opinion with people. For those who accept it, treasure it, give honor to it, and come into association, they will see by their own experience that they will get this bhakti, like already people are getting. It's not like we're just lying or cheating people or dreaming this up. It's based on Shastra, the deeper purport. We see it right there, and then we pay it forward. We realized it ourselves here, and then we pay it forward, and those who are accepting the opinion, they're getting this bhakti. They're also crying and laughing and all kinds of wonderful symptoms that Lord Chaitanya shared and taught by experience 500 years ago. So people say, I don't believe it. I believe these other opinions. And these other opinions are on the Vaidhi level. They're different than the Raganuga and spontaneous devotional principles that are taught only by spontaneous devotees, only when the disciplic line says, okay, do it. And we got that okay 22 years ago. And we've just been building steam over the years. So I'll read the next verse. Another verse, verse 6. When the Lord Gaurachandra's devotees, who are worshipped even by the demigods, drink the wonderful sweet nectar of the bliss of pure love of God that flows from the lotus flower of Lord Gaurachandra's feet, they become completely intoxicated. In that condition, they laugh at the Lord Brahma and the other demigods, condemn the impersonalist yogis, and do not consider the great devotees of Lord Vishnu who do not worship Lord Gaurachandra to be very important. Let us glorify Lord Chaitanya. So, what stands out in this verse is when Lord Gaurachandra's devotees drink the wonderful sweet nectar of the bliss of pure love of God that flows from the lotus flower of Lord Gauranga's feet, they get intoxicated. It's an intoxicated bliss. And that's another symptom the devotees have. You can look over our videos and see when we're reading Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, that's it. Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, here's another bhakti secret pointed out. You can ask many devotees, what are the feet of Lord Chaitanya? And they will say, oh, the feet of Lord Chaitanya are his feet. Okay? The feet, the deep purport of that, the revelation of that I don't think anybody that I've heard it from, is the feet of Lord Chaitanya. I prayed about this a long time to get it. The feet of Lord Chaitanya are his walking the earth. See, so the feet are his pastimes, his qualities, and his name. So when you lick the qualities, when you're tasting those qualities, pastimes, and qualities, pastimes, and the names of Lord Chaitanya, that's his feet. And if you're a devotee, you will get intoxicated. Sometimes you'll cry, sometimes you get blissful. You get drunk on this bhakti. See, so that's a devotee. You be around those who lick that honey, then you'll become a honey licker. It's a intoxicating bliss, and those who get it are eternally liberated forever. No more births, no more deaths, no more diseases. In this life, you will taste this bliss even before you pass on. You don't have to wait. The Lord will give it to you here and now, just by being around his real devotees and understanding this opinion and these principles that only his real devotees can teach. If you can still want to learn from dry-eyed devotees who have no ecstatic devotion, maybe give a nice talk and they're maybe even humble and everything, but they never cry in ecstasy for Krishna, they don't know these things. They also have to come to the devotees to learn these principles and become ecstatic forever. Both their students and the gurus have to come and learn to taste this honey, which only the devotees who are tasting the honey of these pastimes, which are the feet of Lord Chaitanya. Okay? You have to learn from them, just by being close to them, hearing these things, just like Jesus said to his disciples who were with him for 3 years, you are clean by the words I spoken to you. See, the principles he taught his disciples. You're cleansed inside, the modes of nature are cleansed. All the different anarthas go just from hearing from devotees who have a relationship with Lord Chaitanya. That you couldn't get chanting your lakh or two with offenses. I mean, this is what it says. Prabhupada even said that. He said, you have to have a guru, a real bona fide guru, bona fide associate of Lord Chaitanya to be delivered, not just by chanting. See? Because if you have offenses, then you can read the teaching in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It says, Krishna Das Kaviraj said, you can chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for lifetimes, 10 million lifetimes, but if there are offenses there that you get rid of by being around ecstatic devotees, but if there are offenses there, you'll never realize ecstatic devotion. See? It comes from getting the mercy of ecstatic devotees, giving honor to their ear and honor and respect to the opinion that comes from ecstatic worship of Krishna. And that is the only way you can get this. It is so rare that you can get it through a sadhana practice. There are many devotees who claim to be acharyas and everything, but they don't have any symptoms of this kind of ecstatic devotion. You can't cheat Krishna. You can cheat disciples and the masses of devotees who don't know the principles that we teach here. But I'll tell you, anybody who comes here to learn, you will become a scholar inside of a month and know more than the gurus who don't come here and don't have any ecstatic devotion, nor are they willing to listen to ecstatic devotees. And this is how it was 500 years ago. Narottam was an ecstatic devotee. Srinivas, ecstatic devotees. They got 2 disciples that were, their parents were Brahmins. They got these 2 inside of a week. They became great scholars, hearing all these confidential purports that only they knew because of their ecstatic worship. And these guys became great scholars, and Brahmins said, my goodness, look at these guys. There's a whole pastime about it. I don't have time to get into it now. But these Brahmins who went to challenge Narottam, they first confronted these students of only a week. And they defeated them. And they thought, my goodness, if the students are this brilliant, then what about Narottam and Srinivas? So they went immediately and took initiation. That's how it is here. If people give honor to these opinions here that are based on ecstatic worship of Krishna Therefore, Krishna is giving revelations and insights because of intimacy. And you hear those from devotees, then you can defeat any, if you want to. No, devotees don't want to argue. They're not into that. They don't want to debate or any of that stuff. They just want to relish this nectar and teach it and share it for others. Help them get this also. That's all devotees really want. They don't have all these motivations in their heart to big name and fame and all that. Devotion dissolves all that. Devotion to Krishna gives you a taste of something far beyond being something important in this world, or a big guru and all that. You know how many people get thrown out of our Sangha? I don't even do it. Krishna does, just because they want name and fame. Krishna says, I'm your doorman. Hey, get out of here, man. This is not the place for you. This is for people who want to taste bhakti. That'll be your punishment until you realize that you come here to this Sangha for devotion and not to usurp and take this energy like many people did with Prabhupada or Bhakti Siddhanta. Take that energy so they can be a big acharya, guru, and all that malarkey. That doesn't fly here. Krishna immediately kicks them out. Immediately, oh, you want name or fame? What are you doing here, man? This is not the place for you. We're growing a garden of flowers, a garden of pure bhakti, real bhakti, devotion, love of God, This is where he wants to protect us all here. So to me, name and famers come and boom, that's their lesson. And then, if they listen to a class, because now they still can get our classes, and they realize their fault, they can come back and just come for the bhakti. Otherwise, Krishna will say, he knows everybody's heart. He'll just say, hey man, I don't like this. You want to usurp so you can be a big guru or teacher, or you want to be equal to the teacher where you're getting bhakti and all that. That's stinky, man. Get out of here. Let Maya teach you. So when people realize that, then they will come for the real deal. Come for bhakti, come for devotion, and not to be something, some big guru, big acharya. That doesn't fly here. Prabhupada tolerated it. Bhakti Siddhanta tolerated it. But it's not Krishna. I don't do anything. Krishna does it all. He'll inspire me, I'll say something, or he'll just take the person out and bewilder them. No name and famers allowed. That's donkey urine, man. Come here for bhakti. Don't think that I'm here. I'm in this position because Prabhupada told me to do it. Krishna authorized it. This is not something you can do. If you try to imitate it, you will fall down. This is only being kept going by the mercy of our disciplic line. And people will see that. They'll see that we're not trying to cheat them or anything, that the real deal is here. Hey, it's amazing. Oh, good. We got electricity now. Hey, my friend, when you get a chance, can you down a little bit? I wonder if I can do this real fast. Uh-oh. Good. All right. It works. All right. We're plugged in now. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to say that, and it's not been easy. We've been at this for 22 years teaching, and there have been many tests, like a lot of people say, oh, you were a Christian and all this, and they try and discredit. But all these experiences were important to get us to how we're teaching now. and experiences of the different types of bhakti. I always had an attachment to Jesus. I had to work that through that, understand the rasas and all of that. So devotional service is not like something you usually, I mean, you're just like perfect from the very beginning. You go through a lot of experiences, and so we have. And for 22 years, I had to go through people envious. I had to deal with envious teachers and who were, who didn't know what real bhakti was and said they did. And I had to go through a lot of stuff and learn what that was all about. But here we are, and all the better for it, all the deeper in revelation and realization and bhakti. So, things are going really good now in that way. And there's always going to be more tests for me and everybody else because we're in the material world, man. I mean, this is what it is, but it's worth it. All this stuff that we're going through, all the things we're learning, all the revelations we're getting, all the bhakti we're getting, all this devotion is going to help many devotees. It already is, So anyway, it's inspiring, and I'm just very thankful and grateful. We made a lot of nice videos just today. These are devotional fruits, man, and they're gifts from Lord Caitanya that coming through here through our Sangha, and so we pay it forward so that other people can also benefit. So we all benefit, We're all, connected and brothers and sisters. I think that's it for now, for today. I'm going to need to stop talking for a while. So thank you very much for coming, everybody, and watching the video. Have an awesome day. Hare Krishna.